Along Maine's rocky shores and shadowy forests, old stories refuse to die. Today, we're bringing 12 mysterious legends back to life. Number 1. The Agropelter. Deep in the shadowy woods of Maine, loggers once swapped stories about the Agropelter, a mischievous forest sprite that delighted in tricking anyone who entered its domain. Said to be as quick as a squirrel but far more cunning, this creature would hurl branches and twigs at passing lumberjacks, causing chaos without ever showing itself. Those who heard the sudden crack of a branch or the sting of a falling stick were sure the Agropelter was nearby, watching from the shadows with a sly grin. The legend likely took shape during the 1800s when Maine's dense forests buzzed with the sounds of axes and saws. Timber workers, often alone for weeks at a time, invented stories to explain strange noises and mishaps that made the workday feel eerie. The Agropelter became a convenient and entertaining scapegoat for broken equipment and minor accidents. What made the Agropelter especially chilling was its uncanny ability to blend into the trees. Some men claimed it could stretch its spindly arms around trunks, peering down at them like a living shadow. If you glanced too quickly, it might vanish before your eyes, leaving you to wonder if you'd imagined it, or if the forest itself was alive with mischief. Even now, in Maine's deepest woods, old-timers share a knowing smile when the branches creak overhead. Maybe it's just the wind, or maybe it's the Agropelter keeping the spirit of the woods alive in a way no man-made legend ever could. Number 2. Seguin Island Lighthouse Ghost. Off the rugged coast of Maine stands the Seguin Island Lighthouse, a beacon of safety that has guided countless mariners through fog and storm. But behind its weathered walls lies a tale that has haunted the island for generations, a story of loneliness, loss, and a ghostly piano tune that never seems to fade. Built in the 1850s, the lighthouse became home to a keeper and his young wife, both isolated on the rocky outcrop with only the wind and sea for company. Legend says the keeper gifted his wife a piano to ease her loneliness. Day after day she played the same haunting tune, the notes echoing across the empty island. Over time, the endless repetition wore on the keeper's nerves, each note a reminder of their isolation. One stormy night, driven mad by the music, he destroyed the piano and his wife before taking his own life. Ever since, mariners and lighthouse keepers have reported hearing that same eerie tune drifting across the waves, even though the piano is long gone. Some say the spirit of the lighthouse keeper's wife still lingers, bound to the place she once called home. Her song, they believe, is a reminder of the loneliness that once filled Seguin Island's halls. Today, the lighthouse stands as a testament to Maine's maritime past and the sacrifices made by those who kept the lights burning. But as the wind howls and the fog rolls in, it's not just the living who keep watch over Seguin Island. The ghostly melody continues, a reminder that some stories, like the sea itself, never truly fade away. Number 3. The Turner Beast. In the quiet town of Turner, Maine, a chilling tale has echoed through the woods for more than a century. Locals call it the Turner Beast, a mysterious creature blamed for the deaths of countless farm animals since the late 1800s. Farmers would wake up to find their sheep and cattle torn apart, with no sign of what had caused such destruction. Whispers of a terrifying predator spread fast, with stories describing a huge wolf-like beast with glowing eyes and a sinister snarl. Some said it was part dog, part demon, something too strange to belong to the world of normal animals. Newspapers picked up the story, and soon everyone in Maine was talking about the monster in Turner. In 2006, the legend roared back to life when a strange creature was hit by a car near the town. It had patchy dark fur, unusual teeth, and icy blue eyes that didn't match any known species. Scientists suggested it might have been a coyote suffering from a severe skin disease, but many locals refused to believe it. For them, the Turner beast had finally revealed itself. Today, the woods of Turner still carry the legend of that eerie predator. Whether it's just a wild animal or something far more mysterious, the story of the Turner beast reminds people that the Maine wilderness still hides secrets, some that may never be explained. Number 4, Casco Bay Merman. Off the rocky coast of Casco Bay, fishermen have long shared tales of a strange and wondrous creature that rises from the deep, a merman with the body of a man and the tail of a fish. Some say he's as tall as a human, with seaweed-like hair and skin that glistens like wet sand under the sun. His presence has both frightened and amazed sailors for centuries. The first sightings date back to the 1700s, when fishermen reported seeing a figure bobbing in the waves, waving its arms as if trying to speak. Sailors would stare in disbelief as the creature's human-like face appeared, only to vanish beneath the foam with a powerful flick of its tail. Some believed he was a warning of coming storms, while others thought he was a guardian of the sea. Over the years, the Casco Bay Merman became a legend that grew with every telling. Stories spread of his singing voice, said to be so beautiful that it could lure ships off course or calm rough seas. Brave sailors who tried to catch him found nothing but empty nets and broken lines, as if the merman was always one step ahead. Even today, some lobstermen swear they've seen a flash of scales or heard an unearthly song drifting over the waves. Whether he's real or just a tale told on long, dark nights, the Casco Bay Merman keeps Maine's rugged coastline filled with wonder and mystery. Number 5, Cassie. In the cold gray waters of Casco Bay, Maine, there's a legend that has intrigued fishermen and sailors for centuries. Locals call it Cassie, the sea serpent said to haunt these waters since the 1700s. Descriptions vary, but most claim Cassie is a long, dark creature with humps that break the surface like a row of drifting logs, only to slip back into the depths as quickly as it appeared. Stories of Cassie grew stronger in the 1800s, when multiple witnesses, including respected ship captains, reported seeing a strange, undulating shape gliding alongside their vessels. Some accounts described it as being over 100 feet long, with a horse-like head that rose above the waves to survey the passing boats. Though no one ever managed to catch the beast, its presence was enough to keep watchful eyes on the horizon. Fishermen often shared tales of near misses, with Cassie weaving through the lobster traps or following their boats at a distance. Some saw it as a bad omen, while others claimed the sea serpent was just another mystery of the deep. Whether friend or foe, Cassie left an impression that refused to fade from Maine's salty air. Today, Cassie's legend still drifts across the waters of Casco Bay. Locals and tourists alike scan the waves for a glimpse of that long, shadowy form, proof that the ocean keeps its secrets well. Some believe that if you're lucky, or perhaps unlucky enough, you might just spot Cassie's humps sliding beneath the waves, a reminder that legends live on wherever the sea meets the shore. Number 6. Devil's Footprint. In the quiet town of Manchester, Maine, lies a single mark in the stone, a strange, deep footprint that's said to belong to the devil himself. Known as the Devil's Footprint, this legend dates back to the late 1700s, when the small farming community was still young and wary of things they couldn't explain. The story begins with a local blacksmith who struck a deal with a mysterious stranger. The man promised him great skill and fortune in exchange for a small favor, his soul. Realizing too late what he'd agreed to, the blacksmith tried to flee, but the stranger revealed his true form: cloven hooves and a fiery glare. With one mighty stomp, he left his mark in the rocky ground and vanished in a flash of fire. Over time, the tale of the Devil's Footprint spread across Maine, a reminder of the price one might pay for a shortcut to success. The footprint itself remains etched in the stone, weathered by time, but still eerily sharp, as if the heat of the devil's fury burned it deep into the earth. Locals say no matter how many times it's been scrubbed or washed by rain, the mark never fades. Today, visitors still come to Manchester to stand beside the Devil's Footprint. Some believe it's a cautionary tale, warning against deals made in desperation. Others see it as a curious piece of local history. But for many Mainers, that single footprint is a reminder that even in a peaceful town, legends of darkness can leave their mark forever. Number 7. Spectre Moose. In the dark, misty woods of Maine, an enormous white moose has been the center of local legends for over 100 years. Hunters first spotted the Spectre Moose near Lobster Lake in the late 1800s, describing a ghostly figure that towered over regular moose with antlers as wide as a dining room table. It's said this moose was so pale it seemed to glow under the moonlight, spooking even the bravest outdoorsmen. People tried to hunt the Spectre Moose, but every time someone got close, it would vanish into the forest like a wisp of smoke. Some claimed it was a spirit sent to protect the wilderness, while others thought it was just a regular moose that had grown unusually large and pale. Whatever the truth, the sighting spread like wildfire, and soon the whole state was talking about the ghostly creature in the woods. Local papers picked up the story, printing tales of hunters who claimed to have seen the beast but couldn't bring it down. Many wondered if the Spectre Moose was immortal, unable to be harmed by any bullet. Campfire stories grew more elaborate, with some saying the moose could even walk on water or disappear completely when threatened. To this day, hikers and hunters in northern Maine sometimes glimpse a huge white shape moving among the trees. Whether it's just a trick of the light or the legendary Spectre Moose itself, one thing's for sure: the legend keeps the wilderness alive with mystery and wonder. Number 8. Witch's Grave. Deep in the historic Western Cemetery of Portland, a small, crumbling gravestone hides a tale that has chilled visitors for generations. Locals say that under this stone lies the remains of a woman accused of witchcraft in the 1700s. They call it the Witch's Grave, and some claim that dark forces linger around it even now. Visitors have reported strange sounds, whispers in the wind, footsteps that come out of nowhere, and cold spots that make your breath fog even on a warm summer day. Some say that if you stand too close to the grave at night, you'll see a faint glow, like a candle flickering just beneath the soil. No one's sure if it's true, but the legend keeps brave souls coming back to see for themselves. Historians believe the story may have started when people noticed the old stone was marked with strange symbols, now worn by time and moss, though it's likely just a mix of natural decay and old folk tales. The idea of a witch's restless spirit still draws curious visitors. Some leave flowers or trinkets on the grave, hoping to bring peace to the woman, or maybe to keep her from rising again. No matter what you believe, the witch's grave stands as a reminder of Maine's long, shadowy history. The old cemetery holds many secrets, but none quite so eerie as the tale of the accused witch, still waiting for someone to unlock her story. Number 9. Kiwakqua. Deep in the shadowy forests of Maine, an ancient legend still haunts the imaginations of those who dare to venture into the wilderness. The Abenaki people once spoke of a towering figure known as the Kiwakqua, a giant, hairy creature with eyes that glowed like embers. Some say it was taller than 2 men and could blend into the trees, waiting for unsuspecting travelers. Long ago, hunters and explorers shared stories of sudden disappearances in the woods, blaming the Kiwakqua for the missing people and strange sounds at night. It was said to roam the deepest parts of the forest, leaving behind enormous footprints that no ordinary animal could make. Whenever a branch snapped or the wind howled, people would hurry their steps, fearing that the beast was close behind. As logging camps spread across Maine in the 1800s, the legend of the Kiwakqua only grew. Lumberjacks working late at night claimed they heard heavy footsteps circling their camps or saw dark shapes moving just out of the firelight. Some even refused to work alone, too frightened to face the woods without a companion. Even today, hikers sometimes feel the hairs on the back of their necks stand up when they hear a twig crack or see shadows dance among the pines. Whether it's just a bear or something more mysterious, the legend of the Kiwakqua reminds us that Maine's wilderness still holds secrets, some that might never be explained. Number 10. Pemaquid Point Woman in Red. Pemaquid Point Lighthouse stands proudly on Maine's rocky coast, guiding ships home since the early 1800s. But for as long as the lighthouse has shown its light, locals have spoken of a sorrowful ghost known as the Woman in Red. She's said to be the spirit of a young bride who lost her husband at sea. Overcome by grief, she wandered the cliffs, forever searching the waves for his return. Lighthouse keepers and fishermen began to report seeing her figure in a flowing red dress, gliding along the rocky shore. Some nights she would appear at the edge of the cliffs, her face hidden in shadows, her dress catching the wind like a flame. The waves below seemed to echo her cries, as if the sea itself mourned with her. Over the years, visitors to Pemaquid Point have claimed to feel a sudden chill in the air or hear a soft voice carried on the ocean breeze. Some believe the Woman in Red watches over the lighthouse, a silent guardian to all who come near. Others say she's still waiting for her lost love, unable to find peace until the sea returns what it took. Whether she's a heartbroken spirit or just a legend, the Woman in Red has become a part of Maine's coastal history. Her story adds a touch of mystery and wonder to the lighthouse's shining light, reminding us that sometimes even the sea can't wash away the pain of a lost love. Number 11. Nelly Butler. In the late 1700s, the small town of Sullivan, Maine, became the center of a chilling tale that would be remembered for generations. A young woman named Nelly Butler, who had died tragically, was said to have returned from the grave to share messages with the living. Her ghostly voice, heard by many locals, sparked both fear and fascination in the community. It all began when people reported hearing a soft, mournful voice calling from the darkness. Some said Nelly's spirit appeared in glowing form, asking for prayers and warning of troubles to come. Her appearances were so convincing that even skeptical townsfolk found themselves listening intently to her words. The legend grew as more people claimed to witness Nelly's spirit speaking to a man named George Butler, her widowed husband, urging him to remarry a young woman she had chosen. Eventually, George did just that, and some believed it was proof that the dead could guide the living from beyond the grave. Today, the tale of Nelly Butler's ghost remains one of Maine's oldest and most talked about hauntings. Whether she was a restless spirit or simply the product of a grieving community's imagination, her story continues to echo through the woods and fields of Sullivan, reminding us that love and loss can sometimes reach across the veil. Number 12. The Medbimps Howler. In the small, peaceful community of Medbimps, Maine, an eerie sound haunts the night. Known as the Medbimps Howler, this unsettling cry drifts across the dark waters of Medbimps Lake, sending chills down the spines of even the bravest locals. Some describe it as a wolf's howl, but deeper, more sorrowful, and impossible to forget. The legend began when early settlers heard the haunting noise echoing from the thick woods that surrounded the lake. Hunters and trappers who went searching for the source returned empty-handed, unable to find any animal that could make such a sound. Some claimed it was the cry of a restless spirit, warning people to keep away from the dark, tangled forests. As the years passed, more explanations emerged. Some said it was just a loon or a fox calling out in the night, but others insisted it was something far stranger, a creature that belonged to the shadows, its cry the last reminder of ancient secrets. No matter how hard they tried, no one could prove where the sound came from, and the mystery only deepened. Today, hikers and campers still share stories of hearing the Medbimps Howler late at night. The cries drift across the water like a ghostly reminder that some mysteries of Maine may never be solved. Whether it's an animal or something beyond our understanding, the legend keeps Medbimps Lake shrouded in wonder and fear. If you enjoyed the video, please click the like button, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. See you in the next one.